Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time, as I say every single Thursday at 2 p.m. Reasoning behind all this is I want our agents to walk away with nuggets, ideas, strategies, right? New technology that will help your practice, right? Help you move the needle and have the best 2026 ever. That's the goal. And I think, and in fact, I know you'll accomplish that if you're paying attention and you leverage, especially this tool, by the time we are done at 3 p.m. Eastern today. What we're going to do is have our webinar giveaway at the end. So make sure you are on the entire 50 to 55 minutes today. And we're going to ask a question. Whoever answers first and correctly wins Apple AirPods and a IUL prospecting book on us. Obviously, you have to be a Levinson agent. And if you're not, that's okay too. We'll get you set up. And then, of course, we'll send you your prize. So, again, make sure you're paying attention and on until the end. Okay, so I'm going to speak for about 5 to 7 minutes, and then I'll introduce Carlos, who happens to be the COO of Ringy. So he is joining us. He has a featured presentation that you will love, and you're going to hear all of the latest updates. I'll also give you the 100-foot overview of the platform, and he's also going to talk about some of the new features. And what's so neat about this platform, number one, we negotiated a special deal for Levinson active agents where there's a free trial available, number one. Number two, if you decide, hey, Bill, I love the platform, I want to subscribe, you can keep this going. And the discount is like, I believe, like 50 to 55% off compared to retail pricing. So it's a great opportunity for you all to run with this platform. So and what else is interesting here? If we can, let's go to the next slide here. I'll just give everyone my point of view from my chair and how this will help you tremendously when you're prospecting, right? When you think about, hey, I'm an agent at a Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I work out of my third bedroom, right? And these days, and it's not like it was 20 years ago, even 7 years ago, pre-COVID, right? These days, your clients are more educated, right? Your clients are cross buying, right? You as an agent need to be cross selling. And the only way to be effective, right, and to be able to cross sell and cover all bases, number one, you need a great IMO that has all bases covered for you when it comes to life, health, and annuity, right? Number two is you need a system, you need technology, you need a platform that's going to keep your name in front of your clients, your prospects, your leads, okay, even your constant contact database with friends, neighbors, family members, okay? That's what this platform does. So what's so neat about it, we use this, okay, today. In fact, I know a lot of you saw our text come through, right? That you opted into the Levinson SMS text program. That's all done through Ringy. So when you think, and I'll simplify this for you, and I don't want to steal any of Carlos's thunder today, but when you think about Ringy, and I know we have a ton of agents on today, record number of agents, which is great. We get it. Some of you are, 19, 20, 23, right? Fresh out of college and high school. You know technology like the back of your hand. AI is your middle name. Great. And some of you, right, are veterans, are seasoned agents that have been doing this for 20, 30, 40 years even, okay? And you might look at this and say, wow, there's a lot of moving pieces. Levinson offers so much stuff. I'm lost. I don't know where to begin. Think of it like this in a nutshell. If you're 19 or 72, it doesn't matter. Think of Ringy, right? And this is how I look at it. I pretend, right? I'm sitting in my office now and I'm looking on my wall to the left, and there's a shelf on the top. Okay, and my top shelf that's 15 feet up in the air, right? I have all these leads and prospects and family members, neighbors, my entire database, including my book of business. Okay, let's say to all of our agents, right? People that maybe I sold to in the past, whatever it is, right? Everybody is on this shelf. And all of these people, these humans, right? If I don't go out and touch them, they're collecting dust. Okay. So I take everything off this entire shelf, I throw it into Ringy, and then I set up customized campaigns, right? And what I do is I say, okay, I want everyone to know I now handle over age 65 health insurance, Medicare, right? I want everyone to know I now have annuities with long-term care and a death benefit built in, whatever it is. Okay. And what Ringy will do is go out and touch all of those people sitting on your shelf. Instead of collecting dust, you're going to take them off the shelf one by one, right? You're going to set up your dialer, your SMS text program. You're going to set up an email campaign, maybe even a mailer, right, to really hit everyone from all corners and turn them into new buyers. Okay, so instead of collecting dust year after year where someone else is getting their name in front of your database, now what you're doing is keeping Bill Levinson, right? The guy with the cool haircut. They're going to make sure they all remember who Bill is and that Bill sells this type of product. And Bill also handles long term care. And oh, by the way, when you turn 65, we have some great health options for you as well, right? It's going to spread my message to everyone until they click set up appointment. Next Wednesday, 2 p.m. is open. Confirm. And then Bill Levinson, the agent, gets a text message that says, hey, Billy Smith wants to set up an appointment at 2 p.m. Does this work? Confirm, done. Okay. So it took those humans off the shelf, polished them up, got your message out until you have new appointments and new sales created from this system. Okay. When I speak about lead generation, right? When I talk about keeping your name out there, cross selling, that's where Ringy comes in to the equation. And that's how and where and when I love this system. Okay. And with this discount opportunity, and by the way, I told Carlos years ago and Bradley, the CEO of the company, I said, guys, I don't want any money back. This isn't like one of these profit sharing deals where, oh, you get 1,000 agents to join, you get 10% back commissions. I told them, guys, I don't want a penny. I want a discount, right, for the agents, right? So the agents don't have to pay retail. I want to make it very affordable for our agents. And if we can set up a partnership like this, I'm all in. And they said, Bill, this sounds great. It's a win win across the board. I said, fine, let's launch. And we did. So, anyway, now that we're launching our in house health department, right, at the expo, we're just a few weeks away. Ringy fits in even better than before. Okay, Carlos comes from that background, so he can even tell you more. But I'm so excited about this, and we use, by the way, that same philosophy on the shelf. The only difference is there's agents sitting up there, right? We prospects that are our agents. So agents that maybe called in 11 years ago, maybe they never got started, they never wrote anything. So what we do, we throw them into the Ringy sifter, and boom, through maybe the dialer, SMS texting, email campaign. It's a matter of time. That agent's going to say, oh my gosh, I didn't know you had this. Boom, set up a call. I'm interested now. That agent's writing business after 11 years. Why? Because we went out and touched them through Ringy. Okay? That's how it works in a nutshell. Anyway, these are the stats. I'm not going to bore you to death, but I think the bottom line here is the bottom right corner. Fifth to 12th contact leads to 80% of the sales or recruiting in our case. Okay. Number 5 through 12. Now, we all know you don't have the time to sit there, right, and call 5 to 12 times. Okay. But with this system, you're going to touch them from every corner until they say, Bill, I'm ready. Let's set up an appointment. I want to buy. Done. Okay. That's what it all comes down to. Let's keep moving forward. Okay, my next slide, I just got 2 slides left, and then Carlos will take the wheel. And then, by the way, when he's done, I'm going to get into how you can sign up. I'm going to share some great social media posts that are working today. I'm going to share a Rice Krispie story, what just happened to us in the office about 2 hours ago that relates to all of this. So we got some cool stuff. Make sure you're on until the end once again. New agent testimonials. So these come in from our Google review link. our Facebook Levinson page, right? Agents are sharing. I love this stuff. This is what moves the needle for us internally, with our family, our extended family, our employees, which, by the way, we're now in 4 states to serve the entire country. Okay. In fact, we just had our best month ever in February of 26. So I'm super proud of our agents, our team, our staff, all the above. Eddie, Sam, Rich, those testimonials are everything. And I just want to personally, I see two of you are on right now, so I want to say thank you. A heartfelt thanks means the world, okay, to all of us. So keep sharing, and as soon as you do, we'll send you a prospecting book on us. Let's keep moving forward. My last slide here, Expo. So this is now less than 4 weeks away. We'll have our biggest turnout ever. It's going to be very different this year. Why? Because we're not only focusing on life and annuity sales and strategies, but we're tying in leads. We're tying in how can you generate leads. We have our lead vendors at the event. We have a Forbes Council member, keynote speaker, Michael Vitri, is joining us for keynote number one. Keynote number two is the infamous Joe Ross. He is the number one sought after insurance industry speaker, bar none. Okay, so you're going to have Mike from the Forbes Council right before lunch. Then we do a networking lunch on the ocean. Right after the lunch, Joe Ross takes the wheel for keynote number two, and then all of our core carriers as well, on top of sponsorship booths at the front entrance. So a day you don't want to miss. We're capped at 300 agents per the fire code. Make sure you get your RSVP in. It's complimentary, but it must be in. You have literally like 7 days. So I don't care where you are. We have an agent coming from Maui, Hawaii. So there's no excuse. Okay, drive in, fly in, train in. I don't care. Just make sure you are at this event. And again, it's free. So there's no reason you shouldn't be. Let's keep moving forward to our official speaker. I have my friend Carlos, COO of Ringy, joining us, and he's going to jump in with the latest and greatest. Carlos,
All
are
right.
you there?
I'm here. I'm here. Thanks for the intro, and glad to be here again. I know I can't hear you all, but happy everyone's here as well. I'm sure I've met a handful of you guys at a couple of the expos. But yes, as Bill said, my name is Carlos Correa. I am the COO of Ringy. Been with the company for almost a decade, which is pretty crazy to think about. But yeah, we developed this relationship a few years back. Bill, you'd have to remind me how long. It feels like time's flying. It has to be at least 4 years now. But he's absolutely right. We met in a untraditional way, which was pretty cool. And yeah, he didn't want a piece of this. And as a COO, I deal with a lot of partnerships and contracts and all that good stuff. And almost everyone wants an affiliate deal. That's pretty much what it always is. And I don't blame them. But almost everyone that I talk to that is a leader of some sort of organization, whether they're the owner, the high up manager, they always want to know what's in it for them, right? Like if I bring you these agents or if I market this to my agents, what's in it for me? How much can you guys kick me back, right? And we do those deals sometimes, but Bill had no interest in that whatsoever. He was really just looking for something that was going to benefit you guys. And that is 100% true story. I can validate that. And because of that, we really like that. We like helping our clients as well. And that's why you guys have the largest discount out of any of our users. And I wish I could verify that with you guys somehow, but that is, again, full transparency. There is nobody that gets 55% off of their monthly subscription. And we're happy that it's you guys. We really love the way that Bill runs this organization and how much he cares about you guys, truly. So moving forward, I want to talk about Ringy a little bit. So some of you know what it is, some of you don't. Ringy is a CRM, hence the name Ringy CRM, right? But it's really a sales enablement tool is what I dub it as. Now, the reason I say that is a traditional CRM usually just hosts and stores your data as far as your clients, right? It'll have their information, their phone number, address, whatever details you want to add to each client. And that's pretty much the gist of most CRMs. Now, with Ringy, the reason I call it a sales enablement tool is it gives you exactly that. Our thought process while developing the software and as we continue to beef it up is how can we make it so that each individual salesperson that goes on our platform doesn't have to have multiple programs open to run it. And that's exactly the way that we designed it. And that's exactly what it does. So inside of Ringy, I'm going to give you a really high level overview. Otherwise, I could stay on this call for 2 hours. But what Ringy will do is it'll message your leads for you via SMS. It has a built-in soft phone so that you can dial directly to your leads with local presence calling. Local presence calling is very important because that's going to give you that higher contact ratio. Nowadays, I'm sure you guys can allude to this. If you see a number calling you from a number you've never seen before, 1-800 number, spam risk, even an area code you're unfamiliar with, you're probably not going to answer it. That's what most people do now. I do a lot of research on this. Most people, I want to say it's in the 90s now, will not answer a call that they're not familiar with the area code or who the person is that's calling. And a lot of people will just Google the number, right? Or, see if they can text it and see who it is. Well, when you dial from a local presence phone number, meaning let's say you're licensed in, let's say 30 states, 20 states, whatever it is, and you're getting leads or data from those states, Ringy will automatically match whatever phone number you have in your account for that specific state. So when you call that lead or text it, it's going to be a little more familiar with that area code. They'll say, oh, I know that if we're in Florida, right? I see a 561, like, oh, okay, that's Palm Beach or West Palm Beach. You're going to have a higher contact or pickup rate because of that. In addition to that, Ringy also has a video conferencing tool, which allows you to now, post-COVID, everything's telesales or virtual sales for the most part. You can put a face to your voice or to your text, and you can send somebody a link easily and have a video conference with them. If you don't care for that, the video conferencing tool dubs as a screen sharing tool as well. So if you're going over a product brochure, some sort of policy, a quote, you can share that, and that link is actually generated directly inside of your Ringy account. So those are just the contact points in addition to email. Email is in there as well. But those are the strongest points, right? Like the three that I just mentioned is where we see the most success for our users. Now, again, that's in a nutshell what Ringy does, right? So it's touching, able to contact your clients any which way without you having to move away from your computer. We also have a mobile app. So the same functionality that you have on the web app or the website, you can manage from your Android or Apple phone the same exact way. And we did that on purpose, right? You guys are insurance agents. We know that you guys don't have a true schedule. You guys aren't 9-to-5ers, right? At least successful ones aren't, right? You're working weekends, you're working nights, early mornings. And that means that you might not be sitting in front of your computer right away, right? You might be driving the kids to school, you might be at soccer practice, on the golf course, out to lunch, whatever it is. We made it so that now you're never having to leave the system, right? It's always going to be in your pocket. So if somebody calls you, you need to make a call, a text comes in, you'll get a notification with the Ringy logo so that way you know it's a client. And through the mobile app, it even tells you exactly who that client is so that you're prepared, right? So it's not just telling you a phone number, it'll tell you that lead's name. And that way you can go ahead and try to close that business as well. So again, really high level overview. I'm sorry I'm having to cram this, but there's a lot to know and I want you guys to know the important stuff. Now, if you haven't seen Ringy before, I'll spend very little time on this. You guys can go through your portals, I believe, and we have a book a demo option where you can actually book a demo with one of our account executives who will be glad to give you a full-blown, hour-long demo so that you understand and see every moving part of the software. In addition to that, bi-weekly, every Thursday, when you log into your Ringy account, you can register for our bi-weekly webinar. Similar to this, it's with our head of customer success. She hosts the meeting. It's an hour long, and they're usually kind of ad-lib. They're not really scheduled to go over anything in particular. They're almost open format Q&As for the most part. So any of you that are new users or potential users that just have some questions, you can jump right on there and type away your questions in the chat, and she answers them live, right as you ask them. Sometimes she'll unmute, let you ask away. So that's a good way to get familiar with the software as well, right? So before I go any further, this is going to be for, and I'm not going to bottleneck it to an age group, because I know people that are 19 or 20 that are, you know, not as tech savvy as somebody who's in their 60s or 70s. So I'm just going to say anyone that isn't familiar with software, that maybe is a little old school with their approach, and that's okay. You'd be surprised how many people are. We have the tools here to make sure you guys understand the software, right? It's just like learning anything new, right? Any new product that Levinson provides or launches, you guys need to learn about it, right? You have to go through the policy details. You need to learn, you know, on the commissions end, how you're going to get paid on it, what benefits are going to provide for your clients. So it's very similar concept. A lot of people just get intimidated by technology, and I've been doing this for almost a decade, so I can say that very confidently. It's more of an intimidation thing than it is an actual capability thing. You just need to spend the time to learn it, just like you do the products you sell, and you'll become very familiar with it. We've made our platform as user friendly as possible. I'll go over some of the changes we're making as well to aid in that sector. But that's something that I want everyone on this call to understand, that if you're looking at this right now, or you've heard of this, or you hear Bill talking about it all the time, and you're like, I'll never be able to do that. I can't learn that, you know. I want to tell you that you definitely can. If you can learn a new product that launches through Levinson and you learn how to sell that, you will learn how to use Ringy. You just need to have, you know, the same attention that you put to just learning that product. It's the same exact concept. All right. So with Ringy, you also have what Bill mentioned as well. No lead ever dies, right? So a lot of people that weren't using a CRM or are still door knocking or canvassing or, you know, shaking hands, which is all great. They're not used to the virtual side. And I can tell you right now that 80% of our clients that are operating virtually are way more efficient than your old school methodology of selling insurance. Those days, I hate to say this, anyone that hears me say this, please don't hate me for saying this, if this is how you've done your business for a long time. But the days of knocking on doors, canvassing, meeting at Starbucks is kind of dying. And I know that because I run a software company that is meant for insurance agents. If you can reach 20 times, 30 times the amount of people that you would if you didn't do virtual sales, why wouldn't you do it, right? You're just getting way more contact points as opposed to having to drive 2-3 hours away, meeting someone. You get no-showed sometimes. I think the term is getting doored. When somebody just doesn't answer the door and you had an appointment with them, you just wasted all this time, all this gas. Those days are really fading. Everyone's starting to see that they'd rather get no-showed on a phone call than driving a few hours away for an appointment. And then if that happens, you just move on to the next lead. That's the beauty of technology, right? So with Ringy, you're able to touch all of your leads without doing anything. So you're going to have an initial setup, right? Now, if you go to account settings, you're going to see there's something that says sync account right here. Now, you might say, I can't set all this up. I've never used software before. We know that. And we've created accounts that you can sync with. All you have to do is select this dropdown. I'll talk to Andrew and Bill as well. We can even create a Levinson template for you guys down the road where it'll literally say Levinson, and it'll be what they recommend you guys use. Maybe they have some of the best drips, or they have some agents that have some success, and we can put this all together. And once you sync with that account, all you do is click the button that says sync account, and you'll have everything you see here. So all your text will be set up for you, your follow-up drips, your quote follow-ups, all of this will be set for you. All you need to do is upload your leads or integrate with your lead vendor if you have one. Leads start flowing, messages start going out. You don't have to do anything at all, right? And that's basically what Ringy does. So a lead comes in, and as the lead comes in, speed to lead is the name of the game in virtual sales. Who's going to get to that lead the quickest, right? Now, once that lead touches your system, within milliseconds, literally less than 1 second, this message goes out to that lead. And again, this is a demo account, so we're assuming that this is what the message would say, right? Now you might see these hashtags. What these hashtags are called, they're technically called keywords, right? But what that means is Ringy is going to scrape your data and it's going to personalize this message so that it looks like it's an actual human being sending the message. Though it might not be you sending it out at that exact moment. But it'll say, let's pretend my lead is Bill. It'll say, hi, Bill. This is Carlos with Levinson. Thank you for requesting info about affordable life insurance options. I'm your Florida licensed insurance broker because that's where Bill is located. And that's it, right? Now, we have multiple here. So it cycles through these. It rounds robins so that not every lead gets the exact same text. The reason we do that is because spam filtering, right? Spam filtering is a very, very big deal now. We're 100% compliant software. You never ever have to worry about getting in any legal trouble or anything like that via a text message, which, believe it or not, is a very big case now in the United States. You probably yourself get a lot of spammy text messages throughout the day that you've never requested. You have no idea what they're talking about. We don't do any of that, and we're fully compliant. So that's something else that's important to know, that you will never have to worry about, a lead getting upset with you or trying to sue you, whatever it is. We're a compliant software, and that will not happen, right? So that's basically what goes out with your initial text. Now, where it says drip marketing is really where the beauty of the system comes into play. If you're somebody who purchases leads, or if you're just somebody who has files of leads that you upload, you don't have to worry about contacting them every day. I was in the insurance space over a decade ago, and before I used the system, I basically operated exactly what I'm going to say I did. And it was, I don't know how I did it now looking back, but I used to buy leads, right? I was a lead buyer for sure. And what I would do is I would get all of my leads that would come in my email. I would print them all out on the handy dandy printer, and I would get a pen. And if I called them once, I would put a check mark on it, and that would let me know I called them one time. I would text them from my cell phone, and I would call them. Then I would do this almost every day for like the first 2 weeks. And as you can imagine, I used to just have piles and piles of papers on my desk, right? Then I started using a system, and I realized this is way more efficient. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to print anything. I don't have to worry about texting them. These messages go out on your behalf without you doing anything. It's all on a scheduled basis. So in this example, your leads from a day ago will receive this text, and the 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, you can customize this to whatever time frames and times that you want. And you just have to be rest assured that these messages are going to go out. And that is really where the ROI comes into play, because if you're purchasing leads, and even if you're not, you're just receiving files and you're contacting them manually, this is going to highly increase your ROI and lower your CPA, because now every piece of data that you put into Ringy is going to be contacted, which is almost impossible to do if you're doing it manually. If you're calling them, from your personal phone or texting them, it's over time, it's just going to get really messy, really unorganized, and just not efficient. You're not going to be able to contact every lead. A lot of our clients will report that the later drips are the ones where they get their most of their business from. I believe the slide that Bill showed was that most sales happen on the 5th contact. Sometimes it's even more than that, but he is 100% accurate with that data he's showing you guys. It's very, very seldom that you're going to we used to call it a one call close. Very, very seldom. And one call closes are really not that great for business. They're great in the moment, but typically there's some unanswered questions, there's some unanswered trust. It was kind of an impulsive decision. Now, not to say stay away from those, close all those that you can, but the more contacts, the more solid the deal. And when you're getting somebody that responds to your 6th text message or your 7th message, it's a really solid sign that they're ready and they're actually interested in purchasing whatever you're offering them. So that's a big deal with this system, and that's alone, minus all the bells and whistles that Ringy has, to me is the biggest game changer, is just this here, because of the contact ratio. Everything else is basically just a plus. So what I'm going to do is, for the rest of the couple of minutes I have, I want to show you a couple of good features that really help our agents solidify themselves as a trustworthy individual, and just a staple, within their contacts or their leads. Now, we offer, I think you guys have something similar, but not to steal the shine from you guys, but it is just in your system. And that's the point of Ringy, is to have it all in one place. We do have something that's called a producer page. This has been probably the biggest game changer for us since we created it as far as feedback goes. The amount, and we collect feedback on a weekly basis. So it's all real. It's not just speculation. It's from actual users of ours that are life insurance agents, health insurance agents, P&C agents. This producer page that I'm going to show you here has really helped them gain credibility in a day and age where trust is very hard when you're on virtual sales, right? Everyone thinks they're getting scammed. Everyone thinks that you're just trying to steal their information, right? You probably hear that all the time. This is a really good way to just show them, like, hey, I'm a true professional. I'm an actual licensed agent. I'm going to send you a link, and all you need to do is grab your link from your Ringy, go right back to your inbox page or your soft phone that's right here, and say, check your phone, I just sent you a link. Now, this is a demo account, so you'll see what it looks like, what they're going to see, right? It'll have your actual headshot, whatever you want. Tony Robbins is not a user of Ringy. I wish he was, but everybody knows who he is, so we used him for our demo account. You can link all of your socials here, right? So all you do is, when you're building your page, you just put the links for all of your social media accounts. All they have to do is click it. It'll take them to your Facebook if you have an insurance agent page, your YouTube if you're somebody who's creating content, Instagram, your LinkedIn, etc. And you can customize everything you see on this page. This isn't just hard coded, which means it can't be changed. This is all customizable. And now the cool part is, I can put whatever license I'm licensed for in which state, right? So I can put, let's just say, Alabama, and it's going to show my Alabama license. It's going to show my Florida, right? You can put a JPEG or a PDF of your actual state license. In addition to that, if you select the state, it'll drive that client or prospect to the NPN page that shows that you're actually licensed with whatever state you're trying to do business in. These are just some template carriers that people have told us to add, but if there's any that you want us to add, that you want to market, just let us know. We can add it to our dropdown, but you can select, remove whatever you want. If you book a call, it takes them to your Ringy booking page. So that's the really cool part about that as well. It's going to actually drive you, directly to your booking page, which looks something like this. You can also customize this. A lot of people put this on their header of their social media accounts. They send this in their drip marketing. A lot of our clients will report to us that I'm getting appointments without even speaking to anyone. I'm just adding my booking page, sending it on my third drip. Let's use that as an example. And I just look at my dashboard, and all of a sudden I have an appointment for tomorrow. I didn't even speak to that person. A lot of people are shy now, right? They don't want to talk on the phone. Everybody responds via message now. I'm sure you get that all the time. You call someone 5 seconds later, hey, I'm busy, can I call you later? You get that all the time, I'm sure. Well, people will respond if they're actually interested. And if they see that link, they'll say, okay, Bill has an opening tomorrow at 3 p.m. I'll go ahead and schedule that myself. Next thing you know, you're on a call with them. You can include a video link if you want to do a video conference. So those are just a few things that we've implemented into the software to make your lives easier. We do have a lot of features that are in our cycle right now that are launching to make your lives easier. We're doing a lot of UX changes. What that means is user experience. So we actually just hired a user experience designer who's actually going to go and audit the entire system, and that's their specialty. Their specialty is making it so that the average person can navigate the system as easy as possible. So you're going to start seeing nice, subtle changes through the software that are just going to make it more intuitive for you to use. We have a ton coming out with AI, conversational AI, that should be launched in the next 60 days, I'd say. conversational AI is going to have the ability to, if a lead responds to you, continue that conversation. And if they want to book an appointment, it'll do so directly through the AI. The AI will recognize your booking page calendar or schedule, I should say, and they will see what times are available based off of what that prospect said, book the appointment for you. You don't have to do anything besides wait for that appointment to show up. So that's some of the cool features that we have launching as well. And then mostly just a lot of intuitive user features to make it easy for you guys to use. But other than that, I don't want to run off too long because I can, again, do this for an hour. Bill's spot on with what he said. If you're not using a system, this is definitely something I recommend. It'll just make you more efficient. It'll definitely make you more money, and it's going to make you have more credibility with your clients. So that's Ringy in a nutshell. All of our contact information is available through the Ringy setup that you guys have on your own portal. So if you want to book a demo, if you want to join any of these Q&As, you'll be able to see that on your own through the Levinson portal. But feel free to reach out to us, book a demo, and thanks for joining, guys. We'll talk to you all soon.
This was great, Carlos. Thank you so much. Andrew, do we have any questions that we didn't get to that we need Carlos for?
Yeah, if you have a second, I can read a couple. So most of it's just surrounding the AI. Everybody's very interested in the AI. I know you mentioned it's about a couple months away. You said possibly, but can it also do call conversation, or is it just through SMS?
No, so originally we were going to do both. And again, I'm going to try to narrow this down as quickly as I can, but there's a lot of legality behind AI voice calling that it's a lot more difficult than texting. So we actually have a prototype already built that we've tested internally where it can call for you and it can even answer your call. And based off the voice prompts the prospect gives you, it could direct them to whatever it is that they're asking. You just have to teach it. It's basically what all AI is. You need to just feed it information so it learns. But the caveat is that is a lot more legally protected than SMS is, because it can do a lot of, everybody knows about AI. It can do a lot of good, but it can also do a lot of bad. So before we actually launch the voice component, we just have to run it through our legal team, do an audit, make sure that it's not going to get us or any of our clients in trouble. But we actually have a voice prototype already completed. It's just pending, legal approval. But the SMS is already done as well. We're just testing bugs and all that good stuff. I would say that's launched by May 1st.
Great. Andrew, anything else?
Just checking here. It's a lot of questions about the AI. We do have a question about an agent's asking when the AI writes something or it pops up, do you have the opportunity to fix it or adjust it, or it just goes out?
Yeah, no, of course. And we currently have AI right now. We basically just use suggested replies, right? So I'll do it here. I'm not sharing my screen anymore. Basically, can I do it now? Okay. Yeah, if you guys if you're Ringy users now, if you go into any of the SMS portion of Ringy, there's a button that says suggested reply. It's going to generate a reply based off of the last message that was sent, but you can always go in there and alter it, change it, whatever you want. It doesn't send the message, it just suggests a reply, but it's up to you to send it. But yeah, so to answer the question, absolutely, you can change it, alter it, delete it before it goes out.
Very cool.
Okay.
And you know what? I love some of these new updates, Carlos, that I'm learning about as well. And what I'm thinking too is that call it like a vanilla basic website landing page for the agents. We can tie in the Insure Me Now direct link for that specific agent as well, that we'll talk about offline. But that would be really cool.
Yeah, every agent has the ability. If you guys all have your own link, it's super simple. I'd be happy to maybe do just like a PDF or a slide deck so you guys can see how to do it. That would take me 5 minutes to put together. All you need to do is copy and paste it into one of your drips, into your booking page, your Trust My Producer page, and it'll be live and they can just click it and go directly there. But we can discuss that offline.
Perfect. And then, yeah, and then we can add some of the carriers in there, the logos. That would be cool. Okay, good stuff. Carlos, thank you again. I know you're super busy, and thank you for taking the time.
Absolutely.
What I want to do now, yep, we appreciate you. I'm going to jump into a few more slides, and we'll have our giveaway. So real fast, you just heard from Carlos, right? And obviously you see the value add now. And if you put yourself in my chair, I'm out here, right, meeting with all. We have 12 people on the marketing team, right? Life, annuity. Now our new division is the over age 65 health, which will be in house, led by 2 new employees starting in about a week or so. I have to come up with all of the best lead programs, CRM tools, AI assisted marketing platforms. I have to discuss and negotiate, great deals for our agents, right? It's my job to go out, and we take this very serious. Find out, what's working for others, right? Maybe a GA agent, IMO. Hey, what are they doing, right? That's moving the needle, and then me vetting the program and bringing it to you all, right? And that's what an IMO is supposed to do. It's easy to just say, oh yeah, here's my carriers and here's your commission. And by the way, if you ever need support, here's the 800 number to the carrier. Good luck, you're on your own. Okay, that's easy. Anyone can do that. Okay, most of those IMOs, by the way, are out of business. But we look at it like, hey, yes, we need to provide the best carriers and contracts, but there's also a customer service element to that. And there's also a value add platform, right? To help our agents sell more and come up with these better tools so you, the agent, can focus on day to day sales. So that's how Ringy even came up a few years ago, right? Carlos kind of touched on the story. I actually know the CEO's uncle, and we had a long relationship, but everything worked out great. Now it's up to you to take advantage of these things, right? You just heard about the free trial. We have that 55% discount. No one else has that. That's a fact. Okay, and you already heard. We don't take a penny, right, from any of these subscribers, and you can cancel at any time. You can go month to month, fine, and we're going to make it bigger and better. We're going to integrate that Insure Me Now direct link for you as well. So that I just learned something new. So very, very cool. How to get started. So real fast, as long as you're an active Levinson agent, boom, you get the discount, the free trial. But you do have to be active with at least one carrier. Everything is in front of you. If you have a carrier, whatever, Foresters, right? If it's Gerber Life, if it's Corbridge, anything. And you say, Bill, I don't know, I'm at a high level, and yes, I want to move to you and take advantage of all the great tools. Okay, great. We match or beat your existing commission. Okay, number one. Number two, you can take advantage of free orphan leads or cash for contracting with your first paid application. So again, it's a win-win-win across the board. Okay, you're never gonna be in the situation where we say, oh, you can move to us, but we're gonna knock you down 5 points. No, doesn't work like that. As long as you can prove, hey, I'm an active agent, here's my agent number, you're in. Let's keep moving forward. Okay, so going back to my point, full circle, how we need to be out there, right, scraping the industry, even outside of our industry. What's working for other salespeople? Maybe it's real estate. Okay, maybe it's a broker dealer, maybe it's a certified financial planner, CPAs, estate planning attorneys. What's working for others, and then bringing that into our space on the micro level. Okay, so real fast, that's how we came up with everything that you're looking at currently. So on the bottom, right, we'll go bottom up. That's Ringy. Okay, we just went over the Ringy platform, gave you a 100-foot overview. Next up, middle section, Snoozy. I did the same exact thing with them. Okay, I negotiated a great deal, huge discount for our agents only. Okay, and this is great for social media management, right? Bill, I don't have time to manage Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. I need someone to do this for me and come up with creative posts. Okay, they will do that. They also have a professional WordPress website platform. They will build for you. And I'm telling you right now, their pricing for our agents, just to give you an example, think about this. For all of what I just said, zero activation, and it's just over $100 a month. for everything. So that's another great option. Just above that on the top section, Billy the Bot. So we came out with this almost 2 years ago, okay, when AI wasn't such a hot thing, right? People didn't know really what it was. So very simple. You go on our website, okay? Some people don't know it's there. Now you will. You see that little icon, okay? That's Billy with the cool haircut. Anyway, you have a question, right? You don't know where something is. You type it in. The AI system scrapes our entire website A to Z, gives you the answer, the brochure, the information, the consumer piece, everything in real time done. So, very cool stuff. Now, this is what I'm super excited about moving into 26, top right corner, coming soon. We're launching this at the Agent Expo. Okay, now listen to this for a second. I talked about this about a month ago. We came out with a AI powered marketing lab. Okay, it's going to be called the iGenius Marketing Lab, exclusive for Levinson agents. And again, a big disc. It's like $10 a month. I mean, it's peanuts. So think about this for a second. Okay, you have your social media pages, you have your website, your Ringy running in the background. Okay, setting up appointments for you on autopilot. Great. Everything looks good, feels good, wonderful, right? You're out with your Starbucks appointment, right? 7 a.m. You got a Zoom call at 2, right? You got a great day lined up. You make 3 to 5 sales. Wonderful. Okay. Now, 8 o'clock at night, right? You get an email on your iPhone and you're like, wow, this is a competitor, right? Bobby Jones. Man, she always comes up with the coolest ads and newsletters for her consumers. I just happen to be in her database. Okay. You won't believe this, folks. So now you're 8 p.m., right? Tuesday night, you see that email come through and you're like, wow, I would love to send something like this to my database, right? And then post it on social media. How can I do this quickly? I don't have time to create a flyer and graphic design and blah, blah, blah. I don't even know how to do this if I wanted to try anyway. Ready for this? 8 p.m. Tuesday night, you get the email, right? Get home that night, you're on your desktop or laptop computer. You take that flyer Bobby Jones sent out, you drag and drop it into your iGenius marketing tool. And what that's going to do in real time, okay, powered by AI, it's going to take that flyer and put it into your own format with your company logo, picture, phone number, email, website, right? So it looks like it's your flyer now. Then, right, Andrew just mentioned someone had a question. Do you get a chance to edit it? Yes, you do. You can edit any part of the flyer to make it more customized. So it looks like it came from you based on your parts of the industry you're focusing on. Okay. Once you get it just right, which takes a few minutes, you hit submit. Boom, goes out through Constant Contact or MailChimp, whatever you prefer. Post it on your website and then post it on all three of your social media platforms in real time. Okay. How is that? Do you think that will help your business? Do you think that'll help you cross sell more? Okay, absolutely it will. Do you know how much time that's going to save you? Okay, these are the things we're doing in the background when you're out selling. This is our job. We got to find out what's working for others and then bring it to our agents, and we got to be first at it. We got to be super innovative, ahead of the curve constantly, and that's what we're known for. With that said, let's move forward. So excited about this stuff. All right, now leads, right? We just spoke about Ringy. We just spoke about all this great tech, social media. Now, what about real live leads? Billy, ready to buy a policy? What are the next steps? Okay. Okay. Now, you say to yourself, what does Levinson have to offer? Okay. We have a few programs, and again, we negotiated the same deals just like we did with Ringy. Okay. When it comes to leads. Now we have LeadStar, okay, great platform, A to Z. This was built more for senior market agents. What's neat about this, it's 100% complimentary, and you purchase your leads in the platform, okay, and you take advantage of the co-op discounted rate starting at $15. Okay, these could be live transfers. You could do mailers. This could be 100% final expense, Medicare, totally up to you. Okay, it's whatever you desire, even annuity seminars you can purchase through the system. Okay, all owned and operated by AmeriLife. They built the system, It's called Lead Star. It's amazing. And again, they have a booth at our expo, so you get a chance to kick the tires a little bit and find out more about the program. Let's keep moving forward. Orphan leads. So these are free. Okay. Now, here's the way it works. And I spoke about a couple different options earlier. So if you're brand new with us, right, you transfer a contract, you got to prove it. Transfer a contract with your first paid app, boom, we send you a batch of orphan leads. Okay. Now, you say, well, Bill, I already moved 5 contracts over. I'm writing good business. Great. Once you get to 10,000 a premium, right, in any calendar year, it's not much. Okay. It's average, maybe 7 to 10 apps. Okay. If you're not doing that per year with us, something's wrong anyway. So again, $10,000 minimum premium, you get a free batch of orphan leads. And then it resets again, so you can keep doing it with every 10,000. Okay, whatever states you like to work in, we give these orphans to you. And these could be huge because think about it, they're term policy holders that have no active agent. Boom, you come in like Superman, Superwoman, right? You are the active assigned agent in Mississippi and you're here to talk about options, right? Did you know you can convert your 100,000 into a permanent IUL? And here's the premium, cash value, living benefits, right? You get that deal instead of a $1,000 term case a year, that turns into 17 grand a year. Okay. You know, the rest is history, but that's a great case. Okay. And these are perfect. They're ripe. Anyway, let's keep moving. Social media tip of the month. I got a few more things here, and then we'll put a bow on this. And of course, we'll have our giveaway. We put this out every single month, and then all of our marketing resources, our marketing library. We have even co-brandable videos, flyers. So remember, I spoke about our new iGenius AI marketing tool called the Marketing Lab. Okay, super cool. But even if maybe it's today, we don't have the platform out yet, and you want to use one of our videos, flyers, we can co-brand that for you, especially when it comes to Insure Me Now Direct. In fact, we have a huge P&C agency called Estrella, right? They're using most of this stuff to cross-market to their existing database, saying, hey, did you know about term life insurance starting at $18 a month? Did you know about critical illness, heart attack, cancer, stroke, right? They're setting up these different target campaigns until it creates that new appointment and sale. Okay? Think of autopilot. We have all the pieces to help you accomplish that. Let's keep moving forward. Next up, we pulled 2 top performing social media posts of the week. We do this every week. It was my promise to you about a year ago. If you don't remember, that's okay. I want to show you how easy it is to create the sizzle on social media. Okay, you don't have to take my words. I want to show it, right? Proof in the pudding. Okay, left-hand side, Bad Bunny. Okay, is he a life insurance agent? I don't think so. Not that I know of. Doesn't matter. This agent or agency used his image, right, with the awards there. I think that's the Grammys. Peace of mind, tax-free retirement, income protection. Boom. That created over 200 likes, comments, shares. And out of the 200, maybe 10%, I think we can all agree, probably said, hey, can you tell me more? Okay, that's 20 new leads for free. Out of the 20, maybe we can agree 3 or 4 said, hey, I want to talk about a quote. Okay, maybe 2 or 3 bought a policy. That's 2 or 3 new policies that you sold before you posted the image. Think about this. What it costs you. It's free. And then with the new tool that we have, you can do this in seconds. Right hand side. Life insurance is the last thing people prioritize, but the first thing they look for when someone passes away. Boy, we know that's a fact, right? Pulling the covers back, opening their eyes. Well, just that quote produced almost 2,000 likes, comments, shares. Now let's do the same math. Out of the 2,000, maybe 10% ask for more. That's 200 people. Okay, instead of 2 or 3 new policies, in this case it was probably 30 to 40 new policies. What did it cost them? It's free. You get the point. Let's keep moving. Bill Levinson Experience Podcast. Now, this was a game changer. Okay, any high net worth clients, Bill, I got a guy or girl. Okay, send them our way. We'll make the introduction to Michael and SCA, and they can talk about some great retirement strategies, tax saving strategies. if it's retirement, growth, cash accumulation, whatever. Okay, it's great alternative ways to purchase life insurance. Anyone, I would say a minimum net worth of 10 to 20 million. Okay, just from this podcast, we have two new cases that came to the surface. I'm going to leave you with this: average target premium and commission, 100,000 a year to over a million a year. That's where these cases fall. 100 to a million, 100,000 to $1 million of commission and target premium annual. Okay, you get one of these. This is a game. This changes not only your year, it could change your life. This is retirement status, folks. Okay, do you know someone? Let us know. Let's keep moving forward. Pack Life incentive just rolled out. Very simple. Okay, you write the GUL first term case, $150 cash. Also have some great news. Yes, they're going to be at the expo. Yes, they're going to be on our webinar next week. And yes, I just heard a rumor that I think we're getting the very competitive IUL product in the brokerage space. So for so many years, we had the best term, right? GUL with Pac Life, great company. In fact, they were a Forbes pick, #1 for customer service last year. Now, I just found out it looks like we're getting the new IUL product by Pac Life. So very, very exciting stuff to come with Pac Life. Now's the time to get set up through Levinson. Let's keep moving. I'm almost done. We're going to be on time. Promise you, 411 newsletter. So everything life and annuity and technology related is here at your fingertips. This comes out every other week in your inbox. If you're not getting it, let us know. The next slide is our menu of training events. A couple things I want to point out on the bottom is the #1 Joe Ross. Okay. Yes, he's going to be live as a keynote at our expo, and he's also coming back a month later on a webinar. So 2 different topics, a great chance to learn some new strategies. In fact, this one is the $3 napkin sales idea at the expo. I'll give you a little sneak peek I'm not supposed to share. He's talking about the top 20 ways to sell IUL. That's his topic for the expo. You can't miss that one. Final slide, question of the day. Get your little fingers on the keyboard. We'll wrap this up. My Positive Tuesday quote: pessimistic people complain, optimistic people expect change. True leaders create the change and leave nothing to chance, right? You jump in. The front door is locked, you go in the back door. Back door is locked, you cut a hole in the roof. You do whatever it takes to move the needle, okay? In marketing, in sales, in everything that we do, there's only one way, and we all know what that is. Question of the day. I spoke about our new AI marketing tool. Tell me the name of that tool and you win. Okay. I spoke about our new AI marketing tool we're launching at the expo. Okay. Remember, it's going to be about $10 a month. It's a co-op discounted price. That's where you can take a social media post, a newsletter, okay, a graphic, whatever it is, drag and drop, and then boom, it creates your own personal version to post on social media, through MailChimp, Constant Contact, your website, in real time in seconds. Okay, we'll be the first and only IMO to launch this. And tell me the name of it, and you win. I mentioned it earlier. Tell me the name of our new AI marketing tool, and you win. Andrew's going to tell us who was first and who is correct.
Okay, we have Morgan S. Morgan S is #1.
Morgan S, congrats. The answer, iGenius Marketing Lab, rolling out on 4/17 at the expo. I hope everyone walked away as a winner today, right? Because one new strategy, right? One new idea, and boom, the rest is history. And even if you didn't, go leave a review on our Facebook or Google review link, and you still win an IUL prospecting book. So every single one of you is a winner today. Thank you again for hanging in there with us, and we'll see you next week, and of course at the expo in just a few weeks. Great selling.